Unveiling the hidden, from personal scars to public triumphs. Welcome to the Black CEO Podcast, where we dive deep into the stories that shape our world and inspire change. I'm your host, and today we're in for a transformative journey that will challenge how we view our personal struggles and their potential to create profound positive impact. We have the incredible privilege of drawing insights from my recent interview with Michelle Harris, a true beacon of hope and resilience in our community. Michelle's work has touched countless lives, inspiring people to embrace their vulnerabilities and use them as catalysts for personal growth and societal change. Her approach to healing and empowerment has revolutionized how we think about trauma, resilience, and purpose. Michelle's impact extends far beyond individual healing. She's creating a ripple effect of positive change that's reshaping communities and challenging societal norms. Now, let's dive into the heart of our discussion. Have you ever felt like you're carrying an invisible weight, a burden so heavy you're completely hidden from the outside world? If you're nodding along, congratulations, you're human. And today, we're going to explore how those very burdens might just be the key to unlocking your greatest potential and creating meaningful change in the world. Let's start by getting real about what we mean by hidden wounds. These aren't the kind of injuries you can slap a band aid on and call it a day. No, we're talking about the emotional, mental, and sometimes spiritual scars that don't show up in your annual physical but can impact every aspect of your life. They're the result of experiences we've endured. Maybe it's childhood trauma, a devastating loss, or a series of failures that have left your confidence looking like a deflated balloon. These wounds often lead to a nasty cocktail of self doubt, fear, and a feeling of isolation that can make you feel like you're the only person on the planet who's ever felt this way. Spoiler alert, you're not. In fact, if you're dealing with hidden wounds, you're not weak or broken. You're part of the grand, messy, beautiful human experience. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Just like physical wounds, emotional wounds can heal. But here's the kicker. Healing requires acknowledgement, effort, and time. It's not a quick fix or a one size fits all solution. It's a journey. And sometimes it's a journey that feels like you're hiking uphill in the rain wearing flip flops. But trust me, the view from the top is worth it. One of the most insidious lies that hidden wounds tell us is that we're alone in our pain. Let me be crystal clear. You are not alone. Everyone, and I mean everyone, carries scars. Even those people who seem to have it all together, who look like they got life figured out, yeah, they got stuff too. Leaders, parents, entrepreneurs, pastors, CEOs, we're all human and we all struggle. Michelle shared a story with me that perfectly illustrates this point. She once worked with a high powered executive who, from the outside, seemed to have it all: successful career, beautiful family, the kind of life you see in magazines. But behind closed doors, this executive was crumbling under the weight of imposter syndrome and unresolved childhood trauma. It wasn't until they opened up and sought help that they began to heal and truly thrive in both their personal and professional life. This story hits home for so many of us because we've all felt that pressure to maintain a facade of perfection. But here's the truth bomb Michelle dropped on me. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's courage in its purest form. It's like emotional skydiving, terrifying, exhilarating, and ultimately freeing. Now, let's talk about something that hits close to home for many in our community: the Black Superwoman syndrome. If you're not familiar with this term, buckle up because we're about to get real. This is a phenomenon that often plagues Black women, creating an expectation to be strong at all times, to never show weakness, and to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders without so much as breaking a sweat. It's a cultural expectation that can be both a source of pride and a heavy, heavy burden. Michelle pointed out that this syndrome often leads to a dangerous suppression of emotions. Many Black women feel that showing any sign of vulnerability or need for help is a form of weakness, or worse, that it will be perceived as anger. This creates a cycle of silent suffering that can have serious consequences for mental and physical health. It's like emotional constipation. And let me tell you, nothing good comes from holding that stuff in. But here's the game changer. Recognizing and addressing your hidden wounds is not a sign of weakness. It's an act of immense strength and self love. It's about reclaiming your narrative and refusing to let past hurts define your future. It's like being the director of your own life story instead of just a character following someone else's script. So, How do we begin this journey of healing? Michelle outlined several key steps, and I'm going to break them down for you, adding a dash of real talk along the way. First, we need to acknowledge the pain. This might sound simple, but it's often the hardest part. We become so good at burying our hurt, at soldiering on, that we sometimes don't even recognize the wounds we're carrying. It's like emotional hide and seek, except you've hidden the pain so well, you've forgotten where you put it. Take a moment to ask yourself, am I carrying unresolved hurt from my past? Do I find myself overreacting to certain situations? Do I feel stuck in patterns of fear, anxiety, or self sabotage? If you answered yes to any of these, it's time to give yourself permission to explore those wounds. This isn't about reliving the pain, it's about understanding its impact so you can begin to release it. The second step is to seek connection. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Reach out to trusted friends, family members, or professionals. Share your story. You'd be surprised how many people can relate to your experiences and how healing it can be to simply be heard and understood. It's like emotional crowd surfing, letting others support you for a change. Third, practice forgiveness. This is a big one, folks. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning what happened to you. It doesn't mean sending a thanks for the trauma card to those who hurt you. It means freeing yourself from the burden of carrying that hurt. It's about choosing to release the pain for your own peace of mind. Think of it as decluttering your emotional space, making room for the good stuff. Fourth, develop healthy habits. Our mental and emotional health is intrinsically linked to our physical well being. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep can work wonders for our overall resilience. It's like giving your mind and body the tools they need to fight back against the effects of trauma. Fifth, focus on gratitude. This might seem counterintuitive when you're dealing with pain, but cultivating gratitude can shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right in your life. It doesn't negate the hurt, but it can help balance your perspective. It's like emotional weight training, building up the muscles that help you carry the heavy stuff. Sixth, set boundaries. Learning to say no, to protect your energy, and to prioritize your well being is crucial in the healing process. It's not selfish, it's necessary. Think of it as creating an emotional force field, letting in the good and keeping out the stuff that doesn't serve you. And finally, embrace your faith. For many in our community, faith is a powerful source of strength and comfort. Lean into your spiritual practices, whatever they may be. They can provide a sense of purpose and connection that's vital in the healing journey. It's like having a spiritual GPS guiding you through the tough terrain. Now, let's talk about the power of resilience. Resilience isn't about avoiding hardship, it's about bouncing back stronger. Think about a tree during a storm. The wind may bend its branches, but its roots keep it grounded. In the same way, your roots, your values, faith, and support system can anchor you during life storms. Each time you overcome a challenge, you build resilience. Your hidden wounds don't define you. Your ability to rise does. Remember, healing is a journey, not a destination. There will be setbacks, moments of doubt, days when the pain feels overwhelming, but each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. It's like emotional parkour. You might stumble, but you keep moving forward. Michelle shared a powerful analogy that really stuck with me. She compared our journey of healing to that of a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis. The struggle to break free is what gives the butterfly the strength to fly. In the same way, working through our pain, confronting our hidden wounds, gives us the strength to soar to new heights. It's a beautiful reminder that our struggles aren't just obstacles to overcome. They're the very things that make us stronger. Now, I want to address something crucial: the importance of professional help. While self help strategies are valuable, sometimes we need expert guidance to navigate our healing journey. Seeking therapy or counseling is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom and self care. It's an investment in your well being and your future. It's like having a personal trainer for your mind, someone to guide you, challenge you, and help you grow stronger. This is especially important in our community, where there's often a stigma around mental health. We need to change this narrative. Taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your physical health. You wouldn't hesitate to see a doctor for a broken bone. Don't hesitate to seek help for emotional wounds. Let's talk about turning pain into purpose. This is where the magic happens. When we begin to heal, we often discover a deep well of empathy and understanding for others who are struggling. Our experiences, even the painful ones, give us unique insights and perspectives that can be incredibly valuable to others. Michelle shared countless stories of individuals who have taken their deepest pain and transformed it into their life's purpose. There's the survivor of domestic violence who now runs a shelter for abused women, the recovering addict who became a counselor to help others overcome their addictions, the person who lost a loved one to suicide and now dedicates their life to suicide prevention. These stories remind us that our pain, when processed and healed, can become a powerful force for good in the world. It's like taking the mud of our experiences and using it to grow a beautiful garden that nourishes others. But here's the kicker: you don't have to wait until you're fully healed to make a difference. Sometimes the very act of reaching out to help others can be healing in itself. It's about finding meaning in your experiences, about refusing to let your pain have the last word. Now, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier: the idea that you are worth healing. You deserve to live a life free from the weight of hidden wounds. You deserve joy, peace, and purpose. Don't let fear or shame keep you from pursuing healing. Your past may shape you, but it doesn't have to define your future. Remember, you're not broken. You are in the process of becoming whole. Every step you take towards healing is a step towards a fuller, richer life. It's a step towards becoming the best version of yourself, not in spite of your experiences, but because of them. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with a challenge. Take a moment today to acknowledge one hidden wound you've been carrying. Just acknowledge it. You don't have to solve it or heal it right away. But in acknowledging it, you're taking the first step towards healing. Then I want you to do something kind for yourself. It could be as simple as taking a relaxing bath, going for a walk in nature, or calling a friend who makes you laugh. This act of self kindness is a way of telling yourself that you deserve care and healing. Finally, consider how you might use your experiences to help others. It doesn't have to be grand. Maybe it's simply being a listening ear for a friend or sharing your story in a support group. Remember, your story has the power to heal not just you, but others as well. In conclusion, let me remind you of this powerful truth: you are not defined by your wounds. You are defined by your resilience, your courage, and your capacity for growth and love. Your hidden wounds can become the source of your greatest strength and your most profound purpose. As we end this session of the Black CEO podcast, I want to challenge each and every one of you listening. Don't let this be just another podcast episode that you listen to and forget. Let this be a catalyst for change in your life. First, commit to self-reflection. Take time this week to honestly assess the hidden wounds you're carrying. Write them down if you need to. Acknowledge them, not as weaknesses, but as battle scars that prove your strength. Second, reach out, whether it's to a friend, a family member, or a professional. Take that first step towards connection. Remember, vulnerability is strength. Your openness might just be the key that unlocks someone else's healing. Third, start small, but dream big. Begin your healing journey with small, manageable steps. But don't be afraid to envision a future where your pain has been transformed into purpose. What could that look like for you? How could your experiences shape the way you impact the world? Fourth, be an advocate. Use your voice to challenge the stigma around mental health in our communities. Share your story if you feel ready. Be the change you want to see in how we approach emotional well-being. Lastly, commit to ongoing growth. Healing isn't a destination, it's a journey. Pledge to continue learning, growing, and evolving. Your future self will thank you for the work you're doing today. Remember, every great movement, every societal change starts with individuals who dare to confront their own truths and challenge the status quo. You have the power to not only transform your own life, but to be a catalyst for change in your family, your community, and beyond. So, I ask you, will you accept the challenge? Will you dare to unveil your hidden wounds and turn them into a force for good? Will you join the ranks of those who are rewriting the narrative around pain, resilience, and purpose? The choice is yours. But know this, you are capable of more than you can imagine. Your wounds don't define you, your response to them does. So rise up, embrace your journey, and let your healing become a beacon of hope for others. Thank you for joining me on this powerful exploration. Until next time, this is your host, reminding you that your pain has purpose, your struggles have significance, and your life has immeasurable worth. Keep rising, keep shining, and keep transforming those hidden wounds into your most powerful purpose. The world is waiting for your light. Go out there and shine